But look, man.
We're going to rip a hard R.
Back with a podcast. He's going to rip a hard R. You know what I'm saying? You know, another episode. It's been a while since I've done one of these. We were just talking on the first take of this where the camera wasn't recording correctly. How it's been 3 or 4 months since we saw each other, which was like middle of the year. And by the way, this is Justin, my good friend.
My boy.
Right? We just hit a lift, Muscle Beach, you know, a little bit of sun, ocean swim, Porsche driving around. Now we're here at podcast. Got to film the content.
Boom, boom.
But we were just talking about how it's been 3 or 4 months since I saw you, but it feels like a year.
And since you last filmed a podcast.
And since I filmed a podcast, I feel a little awkward right now.
Same with me,
you know
too, I think.
But we always bring it back. You know, we get in the flow. It's good to go. It's no problem. And, man, I don't know. Time is speeding up, you know? Like we were talking about social media, the information age. It's like money's moving faster with crypto.
Yep.
You know? You don't have to wait, you know, weeks and months and years for money to move. You know, information is like they used to send a message on a horse-drawn carriage.
I was
you know what I'm saying?
Say, let her horseback to the other village.
And now we pick this device up and we post the podcast that we recorded right now, and anybody can see it. Or a news event happens, something tragic happens, and anybody can see it instantly. That's not normal, like biologically.
And we get DMs from anyone, anytime, all around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's like on one hand, it's a blessing because we're able to create a life reality where there is a lot of abundance that comes to us. You know, like by making content like this, we're able to build a brand that attracts people that are like-minded to us, and then they want to buy our thing, or they want to work with us, or they want to be a part of what we're, you know, doing and what we got going on.
Want to make money online.
And that's great. But on the other hand, it's very, very unnatural to have millions of people be able to reach you at a moment's notice.
Absolutely. And I think as times go on within the next 10, 15 years, 5, 10, 15 years, the people that are going to be living life the best. And if you're watching this, you probably understand what I mean when I say the best, are going to be those that are completely off of social media. They made their money. They're ditching the smartphones. They're out living life. They're driving cars. They're jumping on planes. They're in the water. They're traveling all around, enjoying life with their friends and family. Or they'll go fully hands-off, videographer, editor, someone to handle all your posting, and they're just going to live life. And if they're going to continue to post, they're going to have people post.
But they will be making money from social media, you're saying?
Their money will either be continuing to come in, or their money will already be made. Right?
They will have
eight,
made
9-figure exits, even 7-figure exits. You know, I know people that could live the rest of their life very comfortably off of $10 million, travel around, do whatever they want. The social media thing is a huge burden for a lot of people to continuously just be on the social media grind, staring down.
Explain that. It sounds kind of like a personal thing.
Phone every day.
It sounds like you hate it.
I definitely think life is better when I'm not. I mean, the few times, it's like once a week I really just get to put my phone down and shut the laptops.
Yeah.
Sunday night normally. NFL games end. Everything is done for me typically around where I could be off my phone 4 or 5 p.m. If I want to continue to post and talk with clients, that's on me. But typically Sunday nights is when the only time I really have where I can put my phones down and not worry about anything and be relaxed. And that's over the past 3 years I've had like my Sunday nights get like they're super enjoyable, super fun. Go out, do whatever, see whatever, leave my phone somewhere, go rip the cars, do whatever. And I think most people would agree that life is more enjoyable when you're not.
It definitely is.
Tied to this phone.
Well,
and have to. Plus, when money comes in based off of you being on your phone more, it's hard to put your phone down.
Well, I'm a phone addict.
Go do stuff.
We both are. I have to be.
That's what I'm saying. It's not by choice.
But I guess what is the other choice? Is like, was I gonna work an office job
exactly
where I didn't make much money? Like, it was definitely like the alternate choice. Maybe not the ideal choice. Maybe not the best choice. You know, sometimes we can look at it and like homeless people are more free than us to a degree.
You could absolutely make that argument.
Now, do they get to enjoy the finer things in life? No, not at all. You know, I think they have the freedom, but they have freedom in a hard way. Then the middle ground, like the average, 9 to 5 middle class, is actually so difficult for people because they don't have the freedom and they're trapped with all these things that are almost burdens on them, and it's eating at them every day. And then the wealthy class has the freedom, and if they make the right choices, they can have the finer things as well.
Absolutely. I think the middle class, if you want to call it a middle class or just an income from anywhere being in the middle or in between, is you are the least free. You are the most slave to, you're either a slave to your belongings, you're a slave to your possessions, you're a slave to your mortgage, you're a slave to the banks, or you're a slave to your job, you're a slave to your boss. Top or bottom is where you want to be if you're looking for freedom, true freedom.
The interesting part is there's a period you have to go through where you're either at the bottom poor level or you're in the middle period where you're trying to reach that upper level.
100%.
And
none of us were born in.
No. And it gets harder and harder to escape out of that as inflation increases, competition increases. Like, it used to be a lot easier to make money on the internet. I would say it's easier in that it's more accessible now, but the competition is way bigger than ever, and it's only going to keep increasing all the time, along with the inflation that's happening, which means you need to make 5 times more money every single year, or you're basically just like cooked. So it gets harder and harder and harder, and if you're in this, you're in the middle. You have to balance being in the middle and accepting that you're in the middle, or accepting that you're at the bottom, to then accept the reality that you're trying to go to the top, while also believing that you're already at the top in your head of like, I am the guy that's capable of that. And it's this stair step up, and it's this very interesting. You almost have to hold the two beliefs at once, and it can kind of really mess with people's minds, I think, in a way, because there's definitely an aspect where we see these online people. We're online people, but like the kind of flexor types that are maybe believing they're already there, and so they're making the stupid purchase, or they're claiming that they're already there and waiting for the universe reality to catch up, even though they're on the way there. If that makes sense?
Yeah,
Are you following me?
Yes. You have to hold that belief that you're there, and then you have to continuously level up with it. You have to continuously push yourself to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. Whether you start at the bottom or you start in the middle, it doesn't matter. Because when you start making money, it's easy to trick yourself. You're telling yourself you're this guy when you're at the bottom. You're in the middle, you're telling yourself you are the guy. You are him. You are the person that's going to get to the top. Then you start seeing progress. You start actually making money. You make $20K a month, $50K a month. When I hit my first, it's hard to have your first $100K a month, and you've been telling yourself you were the man when you were dead broke. Or even if you were in debt, you were below zero.
You have to believe it in order to get out of that.
So now you hit your first 6-figure month, and you're like, am I you could get to you. You got a nice spot, you're traveling around, you got nice, whatever you're into, cars, watches, whatever. Is this it? Am I the man? You have to continuously force yourself to level up, and you have to understand from the day you start that the finish line is always moving in. You're never going to reach the finish line, because the second you think you reach the finish line, complacency kills, and you're just going to get wiped out.
Did you get comfortable at all?
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Absolutely got comfortable. I pretty much thought that everything would just continue to run on autopilot.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this content stuff is corny. I don't want to post this content. I'm crushing sports bets. I've had the same clients, which in my industry is unheard of, for months and months and months and years now. I've had the same clients going on 2, 3, 4 years, which is unheard of in my industry. So I'm like, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to put blood, sweat, and tears into my craft, and everything's going to continue to roll. And you don't take into, especially when you're young and you're just rolling in it, and you don't take into consideration, okay, there's variance, right? There's cold streaks and hot streaks in what I do. Even for professional traders, stock traders, crypto traders, whatever it is, nobody's winning every single day, especially in sports betting. Nobody's winning every single day. Nobody's winning every single week. Nobody's winning every single month. Billy Walters made over $200 million betting sports, documented as the best sports bettor of all time. He is admitted to having multiple losing months throughout his career, losing millions of dollars in a month. So when I'm just doing so good for a 3, 4, 5, 6 month stretch, and I'm helping a lot of clients, business is doing well, you're 20-something years old, traveling around, buying cars, buying watches, doing whatever, you can't tell that kid that things aren't going to be great forever. You just can't. And I've always been the person that has to learn the hard way. That's how I got so good at sports betting. I had to learn things the hard way. I had to learn what not to do by doing it, messing up, getting my teeth kicked in, come back the next day, do it again, get my teeth kicked in again, come back and say, okay, that for sure doesn't work. How can we maneuver around it and try something else? The same thing in business, same thing in life. Some people have to learn the hard way. And especially when you're young, it's tough. And it's not like I had like a family member or a best friend who was a successful sports bettor and warned me of these things. Live and learn with everything.
I think what's interesting, when you start to take things for granted, you get a little comfortable. Because I've gotten comfortable.
100%.
You know, I mean, not right now. I was comfortable after I kind of like, quote, quote, made it for the first time.
What was in your mind making it for the first time?
When I moved to Miami.
You moved to Miami and you're like, all right, I'm in the best city in the United States. The homies are here. We're making money. I've pretty much made it as long as I can continue to do what I do.
I hit the original kind of like goal that I had, which was like make a bunch of money online, not need to work a job, and then moving, because I was living at my parents. Mm-hmm. Before that, I was young. I was early 20s, 21, 22. So I moved, and it kind of almost like solidified and clicked in my brain of like, I accomplished what I set out to do. I'm good, you know? And I was always saving money. I was always investing. But there was still definitely a part of me where I was like, I'm fine, you know? And I stopped working as hard for a period of time and got distracted.
Did you really?
Yeah, for sure.
When was that?
Right
22, 23?
Right when I moved.
Right when you moved down
22.
Here?
Yeah.
So beginning of 22?
No, end of 21.
End of 21, okay.
End of 21, a long time ago.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture.
City was different.
I saw one picture of you in the club one time. There was one picture of Nick online in the
club.
Man,
when we moved to Miami, like I mean, I didn't know the friend group at the time before, like, you know, roughly through the internet. But I moved, you know, went and started making friends. Kind of ripped it when we first got here, and I got sick of it very quickly. And there was just like a realization of, all right, like, let's lock in. Mm-hmm. And when I did that, I think I also made the mistake of trying many different things at the same time. I've always you know, been trying different things, spread thin, that sort of thing. And that caused more problems and more stagnation. And it started when I got comfortable. It started when I was like, everything's going to be all right forever, this and that. It's all good. Let's try all these different things, whatever. And I ended up wasting a lot of time, ended up wasting a bunch of money. But I'm actually glad it happened, because I will make that mistake at 22. I will not make that mistake at 45.
Exactly.
You know, and I learned business, and I learned it early.
That's the temptation that a lot of people have to learn the hard way. Is everybody, when you start making money online, you see this person doing that thing. You know your friend is doing this. There's 20 different ways that you think you can make money online. And there's always that temptation, especially when you're young, of why don't we try this? Why don't we do 5 things at once, right? Wouldn't 5 income sources be better than 1 right now, even though I'm crushing it in this one thing? Why don't we try crypto? Why don't we try e-com? Why don't we try day trading stocks? Why don't we try copywriting? Why don't we try sports betting? Why don't we try all these different things? When that's another thing you have to learn the hard way is your attention, until you can run this up to at least 100K a month plus, your attention is
say more.
Exactly, even more, especially now. Like 5 years ago, 100K a month was a lot more than it is now.
Oh, it went way further.
Way further.
Way further.
Life was way different. Making
like
100K
what do they
a month
say
back
inflation
then.
is, like 5% or whatever? Like that is
government
way
cap.
higher.
That is government cap.
Yeah.
To put all your focus, time, and effort, blood, sweat, and tears into one thing that will level you up to at least 6 figures a month before you start expanding into other avenues and bringing in other income sources is something that most young people making money online have to learn the hard way. And I've dabbled in I've had the same, not issue, but I've had the same experience as well.
My point on that too is, you know, I'm glad I learned it early rather than later. You know, when you go to I haven't been to a club in years, right? It's probably since that period. But you go there and you see these like 45-year-old, 50-year-old guys, you know, they're trying to rip it, you know, with the young ones. And I'm like, dude, like, that's just a little, like, you should maybe almost be a grandpa by now, you know? And it's a little awkward, it's a little weird. And I sort of find that, like, those guys are learning their lessons a little bit later, you know? And it's not natural. You know, it's a little bit, they're starting to try to enjoy things, I guess, that is for the young man. And I think the most important thing is in your early 20s or however young you are, you can even be early 30s and trying to figure it out. But you try so many things and you experience so many things. You learn right from wrong, and you make your own moral choices to start to build this worldview, you know? And I think that's what happened to me. And it sounds like what happened to you is like I got comfortable. I then thought I was invincible, which I still am. And exactly. I then tried all these different things, and my power level at that time wasn't able to handle all of them. Mm-hmm. And so it caused distraction. It caused me to be spread thin. And it led me to needing to rebuild a lot of different business things because I neglected that with my time or money going elsewhere and that sort of thing. But it allowed for something greater to be built. It allowed for me to be here filming the third long-form video of the day with you. Yeah. Sustainably. And
sustainably is a big part of it.
Talk on it.
I went on this little content run. Remember earlier in December, January, February, I was like posting like 2, 3, 4 times a day. Yeah. Wasn't doing it in a way that was sustainable for me. Wasn't best for my health. Just everything that was going on. Everything you're going to do, and when you do everything as a 20-something-year-old, you think everything is sustainable just because you can do it for a day or a week.
Why wasn't it sustainable? Like what with your health and stuff?
Having way too many feel frees, staying up until running content till filming content till 1, 2, 3 a.m. Yeah. And I've never been a morning person, but if I get to bed on time, I wake up and get after it. When you're going to bed at 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. day after day, I can't set an alarm for 6 a.m. and go to the gym at 6:30.
Yeah. Is that when you hit gym early?
Yeah.
I like the afternoon.
I know you. I wish I used to like working out at night. Yeah. I don't know. If I let myself go an hour or two after waking up without getting to the gym, it's really easy for me to just negotiate with myself and say, we're not going today. We'll do it. We gotta look at the lines. We gotta post. We gotta film things. We have to see what's going on in the sports markets today. There is no time for the gym. When in reality, what's my workout? 45 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. So it was mostly a gym thing.
There was a huge culmination of things where I was just like, I'm gonna post 5 times a day every single day, and I'm just all like, it just wasn't optimal for my health. It wasn't sustainable because then I started posting things that were really just low quality pieces of content. Yeah. Which I didn't want to be a content guy to begin with. Once I make $50-100 million off of sports, I'm out. I'm not posting any more content. I don't care to play this game once I got it.
See, I think I'm the opposite of that. Like, I would rather post a ton of content forever as long as it's automated for me.
Automation, that's a huge part when you have the videographer and the editor. Bro, yes.
And I say that in terms of like, I can sit down, we film the podcast, Matt puts the podcast together, ships it off to the editing team splits it up, chops it, now we got the short form, because the whole game is short form now. Yeah. Short form attention. And that's done, and I just needed to have that hour or 2 hours with you on the podcast. Then I can go film the YouTube video, which again, gets chopped up, edited, whatever, uploaded for me. I just have to film. That's kind of the thing that I've been... Because I was in the same boat as you. And then what the choice I made is I just stopped filming. I was like, this is too difficult. I'll just tweet all day and make sure the team runs, and I'll figure out the filming later. And
it's easy to do that.
Especially when you have a lot of clients that you're trying to take care of, and they're priority because you need to take care of them. They paid you, that sort of thing. But then it ends up stunting your growth. And I think it's actually one of the craziest things that there's a choice. There's a choice that people have to make. They either have to choose, I'm going to stay lean, I'm going to keep low expenses, I'm going to post content when I feel like it, and I'm going to help my clients. And it's fine. Or I'm going to go all in. And I'm going to have the video team. I'm going to film 5 different long-form videos a day, and I'm then going to run the rest of my business. The video team handles it for me. They upload it for me, that whole thing. But then there's a middle ground. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about the middle ground earlier. The middle is where you go to die.
Yes.
Because you start 100%.
Half in one side, half in the other side.
You start to assemble a team, but then you don't have the revenue to support the team, things start to crumble. You know, you're not able to eat. You know, you're not able to pay for your rent. When in reality, you know, you either got to go all in or you got to, you know, stay lean.
Exactly, yeah.
And that is actually the hard part for a lot of people, because I think there's this momentum that has to be built up in the solo mode.
100%.
Enough, like you have to get to like 50, 100K a month in solo mode in order to afford the exit velocity to get to I'm all in mode.
Exactly.
And a lot of people crumble in that middle period.
100%. Yeah, dude. And I hit that 40K a month, 50K a month, 70K a month, 100K a month, all in solo mode. And so then I was like, what do I need to go all in content, do this cornball stuff for when I'm just crushing it in solo mode?
Why do you call it cornball stuff?
Because of...
You obviously still post it.
Yes.
But I don't think you post cornball stuff.
Because of what I don't... I think like, I hate the way I sound when I try to sell, but like, I'm excited, bro. Like, I'll jump on camera last Sunday, coming off of Saturday, bro. I just made $70,000 betting sports in one day. It's hard for me not to come on and sound selly, but I'm like, yo, you guys all follow me, and I know half of you guys are betting sports on your own. Why would you do that when me and all of my clients just picked up over 8 units to start on the first month of November, to start off the month, coming off of a 23 unit month, coming off of before that was a 24 unit month? Why are you guys not on board? I've won publicly for going on 4 years in a row. I do this stuff for real. It blows my mind that people, it's like, why are you not tapping in with me to do this? Especially when you really make $70,000 in a day. I'm like, these people are just idiots. But everybody can't be an idiot. So like, what is going on? And I refuse to dance around and jump around. Like, a lot of these people, it's other people that make me, what they post on social media that makes me think, bro, this stuff is so corny. This is so soy. I'm never going to stoop to this
We've talked about
level.
this before, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. My take on it is, all right, all these people are corny. All these people are soy. You and I aren't, and all our friends aren't. But the youth and the people that are just coming on social media, getting excited, seeing things, are getting indoctrinated by soy people, by gay people, by just absolutely retarded trash that I wouldn't want my future eventual kids to watch.
Absolutely not.
And, you know, I definitely shouldn't have watched if I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I think that we can provide the alternative.
We reverse the brain rot.
It's tough,
no,
bro.
There's
it's
so
tough.
much brain rot.
I don't know if we can reverse it.
We can't reverse the
I
brain
don't know if we
rot.
can reverse it. Maybe we can.
We're going to counter it.
I think the thing that we've developed as well at Launch Social is kind of the brand message is our new thing is the propaganda push, right?
Oh, I love that picture, by the way.
Thanks,
that was fire. Is that AI? You just AI generated?
Yeah. And I should get a suit, though. You know what I'm saying? I should get the military uniform.
Yes.
I should definitely get that.
I gotta get me one of those pictures of my face.
Yeah, we need to get the whole crew. Everybody needs it.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Bad stuff. On the arm?
Anyway, the point is, our angle is the propaganda angle because everyone we work with, everyone that, you know, becomes a client of ours, ends up liking us because of sort of like the right wing, we don't give a shit, we're turning the tide type of angle.
If you have balls, a heart, and an above average IQ, it's impossible not to love the people that are getting after it that are just super based. It's impossible.
Exactly.
If you don't like us or at least agree with us, you're some feminist, you're some libtard. You're the type of person that brings a Bluetooth speaker to the beach, or you're the type of person that just throws trash out of your car window. You're the type of person that votes for a female in office. That's for those people. You're the type of people that fucking believe the reviews of a movie. You know, stuff like that. You're the type of person that like asks if they have gluten-free when you're going out to get something to eat.
You're banging these out.
Yeah, well, those are the only
know
types
your
of
enemy.
people that don't.
You know your
agree
enemy
with us,
right now,
bro. Those are the only types of people that don't agree with us. When I was in high school, I was super into like hip hop culture. I was super into rappers because I was into jewelry and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like I want to meet these celebrities, I want to hang out with these celebrities, blah blah blah, like these rappers, these actors, these people are so cool. Bro, once I met the most based people on Money Twitter, I'm like, yo, these fools are way cooler than all these celebrities are cucked puppets. They cannot say what they want to say. Everybody I've met through Money Twitter is super base, the people you want to hang out with. The people that inspire you, that motivate you, that help you live a healthier life, a better life, a more fruitful life.
This is playing to my exact point. If you actually get it, if you're actually the guy, you're skilled, you got something going on, you know the truth about the world, you're based, as you said, you should be posting way more content. We have to hijack the brain rot and inject our message into the world. That's our job. So why would we stop posting?
We have this conversation over text like once every 3 to 6 months where I'm just like, bro, this content stuff's so corny. You're like, bro, we are the fucking Chads. Just inject your base Chadness into the fucking algorithm. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yo, you're right. He has to remind me every couple times a year.
We can't have any more Bluetooth speakers at the beach. No. You know what I'm saying?
One language.
One language. We speak American here, okay? This is America. We speak American. I don't want to hear any of that gobbledygook bullshit. You know, I saw a tweet the other day from one of our lovely congresswomen. Okay, first, that's a problem. Congresswomen.
Yeah, that is literally a problem.
What's it? Alexandria Ocasio, whatever her name is. And she was tweeting about how our great city, New York, you know, we speak over 100.
She's lying already.
We speak over 100 languages here. I'm like, that's not a place that I want to be. I want to speak one language, because you know what happens when you speak 100 languages? You have all this diversity, and then when you have diversity, you have people infighting, and you can't have a complete country or a complete society when you have 100 different languages, 100 different races, all mixed in one.
Even a city.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. A city doesn't work.
No.
If you have it in the city, you ask for ketchup on your hot dog, you get halal sauce. It doesn't work in cities. It doesn't work in states. It doesn't work in countries. You have to preserve the nationalism in every single, even in the micro. Man. You have to preserve, there has to be a sense of community and nationalism in your town, in your city, in your county, state. They could all be different, but they have to be
If someone asked me my political affiliation, yeah, I'm like registered Republican, but I don't give a shit. I don't vote for anybody.
They're all puppets anyway.
To me, I'm a nationalist. I am an American, and that's what I believe. That's what I care about, and I think that's also shown in my business. It's shown in the message that we have. We talk about base.
100%.
I'm an American.
It shows in your business.
I'm an American. That's who I am.
You're not going to help OnlyFans people grow.
We don't.
Contributing to the betterment of America.
That's right. The betterment of society. I think that it's interesting on the OnlyFans thing is because I know that we could go and clean up. Bro. You know what I'm saying? You're funny. Bro. I just know we can go and clean up. But at the same time, I say that because the people that are out there pushing a lot of this stuff are absolute like either idiots or just degenerate like
a lot
weirdos,
of them are real degenerate.
I don't want to. I know we could do it. I know we could clean up. I don't want to be part of that crowd. I think it's disgusting. I think it ties into a lot of the brain rot stuff, and it actually is very detrimental to society. You know, if we banned all porn and OnlyFans and all that sort of stuff tomorrow, what would happen is you'd have less men spilling their seed to pixels on a screen, and then they would get angry because they realize that we have crazy inflation, we don't have great food, their women have been absolutely hijacked by the system, and then they're angry. And that becomes a problem to the government and the people that run the government, and they don't want that. They don't want the men of society, the fighting age men of society, to be active.
You take away the distractions, eventually people are going to see behind the curtain. And that's the last thing they want. They want to continuously inject and implement distraction after distraction after distraction. That's why everything that is degenerate is just being pushed to the max the past few years.
I would also say, not to discount them pushing it to the max, because they definitely are. And we're not going to get into they too much on this channel. But not only are they pushing it to the max, everyone's eating it up. Dude.
People are eating it up.
Like I hate to say it, but they like to call the average individual, the middle class person, they like to call them cattle,
sheep.
But they do act like it.
100%.
That is part of the problem.
100%.
I see it every day when we do marketing. I know for a fact we can take the marketing skills that we use for good to push a positive message, to push our propaganda the way we want to push it. I know we could take those same tactics and principles, and I know we could use them for evil. Like there's two layers of the propaganda stuff. Our propaganda is what we believe is best. But the propaganda that people have pushed and the CIA and all these government organizations, and you get the idea, that have pushed throughout the years is evil propaganda. And the fact is, most people, the average person, eats it up. They love it. We were talking the other day in here, I was talking with Matt and George, we were talking about like the guru marketing. A lot of people love to shit on gurus. Oh, well, you're a guru, look at you with the car and blah, blah, blah. But there's plenty of people that still keep fucking paying them.
Yeah.
They're doing it for a reason. So you can keep shitting on the gurus all day, but they're doing it for a reason because people keep buying from them.
Yeah,
the masses are buying into it. Just like the masses are going to buy into the convenient food at the aisle, in the store for the Pop-Tarts or whatever trash it is that they're eating that day. They bought into the propaganda and they want it now, Yeah. And so part of the problem is that people are not aware enough. They are not switched on.
And there's a component of laziness in there too, where it's like, why would I want to even try to be self-reliant and self-dependent when I can always just rely on the cheap, new, best thing for you? Whatever the commercials say, whatever the ads say, whatever is cheapest in the store, well, I could just rely on that.
You know what's funny about that? You remember like the Apple goggles that came out?
Yeah.
The soy goggles
the
had
big
you
ones?
on? Yeah, the big soy goggles. Everyone went and bought them at launch and
That's crazy.
purchased it because, I don't know. It's just like
new
another
Apple
thing.
Product, have to get it.
Yeah, well.
New phone, have to buy the new phone. People are buying phones on payment plans because they're like, what do you need a brand new phone for? If you can't afford it.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, for us,
I'm talking about normies. People that work a job, making 70, 80, 90K a year, going to buy the new phone every time it drops.
They gotta be up to date on their scrolling mechanism. They need their dopamine, bro.
So cooked.
They need their dopamine at night before they go to bed.
Yeah. Dude, the dopamine, bro. Everyone in this country needs a dopamine reset. I don't care if you're a hyper successful 100 million. The dopamine has gotten out of control.
Well, it's interesting. I think that it's about what you attach it to. If you attach it to scrolling, and that's the most exciting thing in your day, you're going to hate doing work. You're going to hate making money because it's like, oh, yeah, I like scrolling. But if you attach dopamine to the money or you attach dopamine going into the sun,
that's
whatever
what I'm saying.
Is,
everyone needs a reset and they need to...
What we need to start doing is we need to start putting nicotine patches on people when they get in the sun so they associate it with, they start to feel the addictive energy of the nicotine.
You're not about that life. No, I'm just kidding.
Should we film a video about it? We should film a vlog about it. Nicotine patch. Every time I go in the sun, I'm just craving the sunshine.
Rip a hand roll dart in the sun.
In the podcast studio? No, we're not supposed to do it in here. They'll get really...
Yeah, we don't have to do it.
It'll go through the vents and then I'll get kicked out of here.
We don't have to do it.
Not right now. Where do you think... All right, we're talking about all this of like, you hate posting content, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. Where do you think it goes next for you and your brand? Like, what's the next level up for you? Because we've been talking about this. Yeah. I don't know how much you want to share of, like, maybe some of the ups you've had, some of the downs you've had.
I'm always happy to talk about the ups and downs, and I feel like I do a good job of that especially on my YouTube channel, but on Instagram too. I have no problem talking about all the ups and downs, like full transparency. But I think what would be the next?
We'll talk about the recent down, and what that means for the next step.
Okay, recent down in business, or you're talking about personal sports betting results?
Could be both.
Well, this whole entire year has been down in business. Made the switch to Dub Club last year, lowered the prices, big mistake, went on a cold streak, and I was convinced like, oh, you're going to get more volume, you're going to get more clients simply by lowering the price. It's just not true. You're just going to get lower quality people.
Yeah.
Unless I do something that increases traffic, there wouldn't be an increase in sales just because the price is cheaper. That was something I had to learn the hard way. And it also didn't help that I had like one of the worst months of my life betting right when I switched to Dub Club. So I had all these subscribers. They're probably just like 1 month like, oh, this guy sucks. I've literally made a living betting sports going on 4 years in a row. I've been publicly profitable. 2022,
That's pretty crazy.
2023, 2024, and now 2025, we're up over 99 units this year. That does not happen. People do not, like the people that sell sports picks online that claim to be bettors, like they do not talk about their month-to-month profit loss. They don't talk about all that stuff because they're not winning long-term. I had a bad month. And when you have people with the wrong mindset that go into things, they think they're going to start betting sports. You're going to get rich off a parlay. $50 is going to win me $1,000 every night or 5 nights of the week. Yeah. And I'm going to make all this money betting sports. It's not like that at all. You have to grow your bankroll. You have to deal with losing days. You have to manage your unit sizes correctly. You have to do everything the right way in a market where only 1% of the people that participate in the market, only 1% of them are going to profit long term.
You know, as the sports betting apps have rolled out, like $100 billion plus have been lost by the average person or something like that.
All combined, yeah, that's probably pretty believable because you now have it's super easy because they sell it as a quick way where you could make a couple quick bucks betting the game that you're already going to watch on, and everyone who watches sports thinks that they can make money betting because they know sports. Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. Knowing sports and knowing gambling, math, and probability are 2 totally different things.
Yeah.
How do people that trade stocks for a living make money trading stocks? Like I'm asking you right now.
They buy and sell.
Exactly. What do they use to buy and sell? They don't just load up their trading account and say, I think I'm going to buy this stock today. I like this company.
Indicators, news.
Indicators, exactly. So if the interface for sports betting is so easy and it's marketed so much, anybody working a 9-to-5 job, you could work at McDonald's. Once your paycheck hits, you could download the DraftKings FanDuel app. You could sit on your couch and you could pull it up, and it's so easy to deposit and place a bet. So that's what these people are doing. I think this team is going to win. We're going to bet. This guy's he averages 32 points a game. He's got to score 25 tonight. Parlay that with another guy. Boom, boom. This has to be a lock. Easy money. You are only going to win in this market off of math, probability, and what I use, indicators. People that make a living trading stocks have indicators that decide when they make their trades. They make their trades with unit sizes. They have certain percentage of capital that they're not going to allow themselves to risk more of in a certain day or in a certain trading period. It is the same thing in the sports market. It is just marketed to the casual people, so casual people can get on and place a bet and think they can win. They are not going to make money long term because there is no math, there's no probability, there's no indicators. They have nothing concrete behind them to help them win other than they think they know sports. People think they know companies. People think they know finance. They are not profitable traders for the same reason.
You just went into pitch mode right there.
People that play professional sports, you can get 100x former professional athletes. They will not make money long-term betting sports. You have to be autistic with the numbers. You have to be autistic with the probability. You have to geek out about stuff that's not sexy and flashy, like unit sizes, like the stuff I talk about. Unit sizes, compounding your bankroll like compound interest, betting plays that have value, line shopping books, and getting the best lines, getting the most value for your dollar. I talk about ROI. Nobody talks about ROI because they're not real sports bettors. They talk about their Lamborghini and they talk about their penthouse and they talk about, I hit this parlay.
You're funny right now.
Because it's easy to sell to the degenerates.
Well,
I don't want to sell to the degenerates. I literally do not want the degenerates because it's a headache more than anything else.
So, okay, this is good. This is a good tie-in. By the way, that was a great pitch. I love that. That was a great rant.
Thank you.
I want to know how that ties into the next stage.
The next stage for the business has to be automating content like this. I'm not going to get on my phone and I'm just not going to film high enough quality content by myself every day to bring me to 10,000 followers, 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be an editing team. It's going to have to be more professional, and that's going to be the next step for the business.
So maybe you have to move to Miami.
I'm going to have to move somewhere. I think Miami, we've talked about this. Miami's no good for me. They don't even let me bet on the app.
I know you said Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Vegas, and we're gonna film another podcast like this out by my pool when I have the crib in Vegas.
I will be there.
Matt could come too.
We'll do a whole Vegas trip.
You're invited too, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
But it's sick.
You're locked in over there right now.
Yeah, it's
Is it the caffeine?
No, man.
Is it the nicotine?
Yeah, it's just I'm locked in for this podcast, dude. It's a good thing we didn't post the last one. That was like the worst podcast I ever filmed in my life.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I just didn't have any. I just wasn't rolling, bro. My mind was all over the place.
We're ripping now.
Yeah, we are running and gunning.
Ripping now.
Gun until the sun comes up. Bro, it's already dark out.
I know. What
People
time
are
is
going
it?
to
6
sleep.
o'clock.
We're just getting started. Nick's gonna have a double espresso. We're gonna get rolling.
I got a haircut after this. He's coming to the house. I'm getting the haircut at the house so we can get more content. Matt's going to film clips of me.
Sitting on his phone, putting out
pushing product.
national fascist tweets.
That's
while
right.
he's getting his
I'm a
hair
nationalist.
clipped off his head.
That's right.
Sweep him up, buddy.
Give me that low fade.
Sweep him up while you're at it.
Yeah, what do you... I'm curious. We talked about kind of where the business goes.
Yeah.
We talked about like the downs, the ups, that sort of thing. It's interesting because you don't want to sell to the degenerates, but I know you like cars.
But I like helping, so this is something I've done this year more than any other year before, is taking someone who is a degenerate. They bet like an idiot. They don't know sports. They don't know how people that actually make a living betting sports, which is very, 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 very few people, how they actually do it, right? We're not just picking games. Oh, the Ravens are better than this team. They should win tonight. We're going to bet them, guys. That's not how it goes.
Okay, so here's my marketer angle. Because you just said you're taking degenerates and you're making them not
this
degenerates.
Year, yes, but there are qualifications that these degenerates, like they have to be willing to do these things that just most people aren't. Believe it or not, most people would not. They would rather lose money long term on their own than have to save up money and have a real bankroll. Start with a real bankroll and have to bet unit sizes and have to click on a couple apps to see who has the best line and have to follow my plays, and just doing things the right way bothers people that apparently have no discipline. And a lot of these people don't have discipline because
most people.
Yeah, most people don't have the discipline.
So, but what if the angle was, all right, because you like cars, you like flashy stuff a little bit. You know, you like that stuff.
Absolutely.
You like living good. So what if the angle was getting the degenerates in and then making them not degenerates?
That's exactly what I've tried to do, but it's like 80 to 90% of them will just quit.
So we just need you to start flexing the SVJ.
That'll probably bring in a lot of degenerates, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Then we flip them.
And I literally do a great job of flipping them. All of my clients that I've really taught the right way about sports, the clients that truly watch my YouTube content, they've been around for months and months, years and years. I have multiple clients that have been with me since 2022, 2023.
How big's your YouTube?
600
You know what's crazy about that is like you don't even need that many subs. You just have your core group of people. You got 100 people on there that are watching every video. Those people are bought in, buying your stuff.
And eventually it seeps into their mind when they're placing their bets and then they're losing. And if they go back and analyze and then they watch my video and analyze again and they're like, why did I bet this game? Well, I thought this team was better. I thought this team was going to win, right? Why did you bet that game versus when I explain why I bet a game, it is completely different. And it changes their perspective. And it's all about having the right perspective for a long-term mindset. Yesterday, I made $4,000 betting sports, just over $4,000. I had half a unit. The day before that, I lost $24,000. We had a bad day. We lost 3 units. How do I deal with losing $24,000 in a day? It's relative. Me and all my clients lost 3 units. One of my clients might have lost $2,400. One of my clients might have lost $600. I lost $24,000. How do I deal with losing $24,000 in a day? Let me zoom out. I lost 3 units in one day. I'm still up 7 units on the month. We're still up over 99 units on the year. This is going to be my 4th year straight of winning. I would have loved to win that night. I lost. Teams couldn't execute. Got crushed. What do we do today? The same exact thing. The formula that works when you work is the same exact thing I do the next day. And I came back and made $4,000 back. Tonight, going to hopefully make some more back. As the weekend goes on, more and more. A lot of these people that are degenerates or that are just cannot win, they're going to let that losing day affect them if they lost 3 units and say, man, I need to get this 3 units back tomorrow. Redeposit, rebet. This team's a big favorite. They should win. Bet on that. Or they're going to bet something that they wouldn't have bet because in their head, they need to make this money back. I never wake up and say, I need to make back today what I lost yesterday. Huge difference. Professionals don't do that at all. I've gone months. I've had a bad losing day, week, or month, and it's taken me days and days or weeks and weeks to recoup that money. And then when it comes back tenfold.
It's so interesting because it works the same in business, but it's not as clear. Like that is clear cut. Yeah. All right, I have a system, I have my indicators, I lost this money or I made this money. This is a direct result of the choice I made based on the system and indicators. Mm-hmm. With business, you got the ads running, you got the sales funnel, you got the sales team. You got like 50 different variables that go into something.
Yeah.
And so you might change and tweak one thing, two things, three things at once, and the whole thing breaks. You don't know exactly which one it was. You know, you got to... It works the same way, but it's way more vague, if that makes sense. It's like we're almost, like, as you're talking, it's like we're almost playing the exact same game within, like, the variables.
We have to continuously make adjustments.
It is a business.
Constantly making adjustments.
It is a business. It is a predictability factor. Like, when I go and run paid ads, I'm writing the script to the best of my knowledge that I believe is going to be the right hook, the right pain point, the right pitch, all that stuff in the script. And I'm going to film it exactly the way I believe is going to be best. And I'm going to have the editing team do it exactly the way I think it's going to be best. I'm using my knowledge previously that I have, my indicators, that sort of thing, to put that out there and blast it. But sometimes it fails.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. And so the way you're describing sports betting makes me think it's more of a business.
Bro, that's the thing. Everyone thinks sports betting, it's straight luck, it's straight risk, it's straight gambling. Yes, there's risk involved in anything in life. I'll have a play that it'll be a VIP play. For VIP is just my bigger plays, right? Instead of betting half of a unit or a quarter unit on it, I'm betting 1.5 units, 2 units, 3 units on this play. Multiple factors in the system that's on the game. Everything checks off. Line movement makes sense. Everything makes sense on paper. This is a great play. We found a ton of value. I bet the line at, let's say I'm betting an over in a football game. I bet it over 62.5 total points. By the time the game kicks off, the total is now 65.5, right? So the line's already moved multiple points. I found value. I beat the closing line. I've done everything right. I was on the right side. And there'll be a bunch of scoring and then like a missed field goal, a dropped catch in the end zone, something stupid penalty, something will happen. Variance, which we call it in sports betting. Variance will happen that will cause me to lose the bet. And an average sports bettor, an average Joe or a degenerate will be like, that was a bad play. Why was it a bad play? Because we lost. That's it. When in reality, you analyze everything, right side of everything. We found 4 points in value on a total in a college football game this late in the season. I had 4 systems on this game, all hitting over 60%. We found value. Everything made sense. Teams executed. There was variance that caused us to lose the game. Right side, wrong result. Happens all the time in sports betting. And if you're a square, you look at the end result, this guy sucks.
Like, directionally, you were correct.
100%. 100%.
But then it's almost more about self-confidence and confidence in the system and choices that you're making than anything.
I have confidence in what I'm doing. That's why I've ran this 4 years in a row, winning 4 years in a row. If someone just comes on and they lose a player, they have a losing day or a losing week, they do not have confidence in the process.
Yeah. So it's like the guy that starts in business and he's directionally correct, but he doesn't realize, right, because he's flying blind, so he doesn't realize he's directionally correct, and he just needed to change one little thing.
Exactly.
But then he goes in the complete opposite direction instead. Mm-hmm. And some people might call it shiny object syndrome. I just think it's inexperience, right? And it's probably just with anything. Yeah. Like, think about a guy going to the gym. Directionally, maybe correct. You know, like, he's hitting, an arm day, then he hits a leg day, then he hits a chest day, then he hits a shoulder day, then he hits a back day. His form's decent. He's directionally correct. But then he sees something online from some vegan, and they're like, you have to do yoga and eat plants. And he's like, that'll get me big.
He's like, yeah, I haven't seen results in a week. Let me try
this. Exactly. And he's like, well, I'm not sure, because he doesn't have any reference point. He doesn't see exactly. So it's almost like it's anything else. There isn't necessarily a secret other than knowing the things that you know.
There's 3 secrets.
Well, what I'm saying is
consistency, discipline, and trust. Trust. Once you know you're doing the right thing, you have to trust the process. That's exactly what I did when I woke up yesterday. When I lost $24,000 the day before, what did I do when I woke up? I stayed consistent. I stayed disciplined. I didn't go over bet something because I lost the night before. Stayed consistent, stayed disciplined, and I had trust. I trust in what I'm doing because I could just look back and say, I have a 4-year track record of being the fucking man in this industry. I don't need a motivational video or a speech or a song to get me back on track. I had a losing day. It happens to the best people in the industry. I'm going to get right back on it today and get back to work.
Let's speak on being the man.
Let's speak about
well,
being the man.
well, there's times when you feel like the man.
Absolutely.
You come from the lowest points. I was at my parents, built an office in the basement, trying online business. 3 years later, 100K a month.
Yeah, it happens quick. And when it happens quick, you think you
think
feel
you're
like
on
the man.
top, right?
Absolutely.
And then the way everything works is like we have ups, we have downs, as you know. And there's always going to be a low period after a high period. It just happens. How low? You never know. But like there's always going to be a low period. And what happens is you start to doubt yourself, Like you had those moments.
Doubts creep in fairly easily.
You had those moments where you were the man, but now you're not the man at this current moment. At least compared to where you were 2 months ago. But compared to when you started, you're the fucking guy. But you're still the guy.
But you're not comparing yourself to when you started.
Of course.
You're thinking about the highest of the highs, the peaks that you were at.
Of course.
And it's easy to get down on yourself.
Human nature.
Easy to get down on yourself.
I think that, again, it's two beliefs that you have to hold. You have to still hold the belief that you're the man because you've been there. And you also have to, and the fact that you've came a long, long way, while also believing that you have a lot further to go and that you're not good enough yet. And your potential is 10 times further than the time that you felt that you were a man.
You have to constantly reiterate that into your brain on a daily or weekly basis that you are nowhere near the finish line. And you have to continue to push foot on the gas every single day.
So what's the finish line?
There is no finish line.
Okay, but we do have goals. What's the big goal that you have?
I think $1 million a month, you could do whatever you want.
Outside of $1 million a month. Like when you say do whatever you want, what does that mean?
Travel wherever you want. You can own pretty much whatever you want besides mega hyper yachts or crazy planes, which I don't think I have an interest in owning.
Plane would...
Everyone I've talked to said charter, and charter is the way to go.
I don't want to own a yacht.
Definitely not going to own a boat.
Unless I'm like a billionaire, but I don't really...
No need.
I don't really care.
No need. No need for a boat.
Okay, that's interesting. I think, the current aim that I have is $1 million a month. I talk about it on this channel, all the channels all the time. But I think it enables me to start other things outside of that. It's like the seed capital for, I'll travel, whatever. But to me, it's like the seed capital for
real estate,
taking the country back.
Getting into.
There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah, start a group, gather like-minded people.
There's a lot of work to do.
Get everybody on the same boat. Get everybody.
Something that I've kind of battled with is, I'm an internet marketer, and I'm helping other people grow their brands online, and that's what we do. That's our business. But I also know I have aspirations for a lot more stuff outside of that.
Yeah.
And so it's been trying to blend the two together so that when I hit the money mark from the brand I'm growing and the business I'm growing, I can then still use the same audience to go and affect the change that I want to affect afterwards. And I think that's also been part of the content stuff we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Which is I believe that a podcast like this is an asset for the next 2 decades. And anyone that might watch it might stumble upon it, might watch us and be like, these two guys get it. And they might watch more of our content.
Exactly.
And that sort of thing.
Or back in 2022 or 21 when I'd watch something like this and be like, you might be stuck in San Francisco. You might be stuck in an apartment in LA. You might be stuck in Chicago or Atlanta or New York. And you might watch something like this and be like, holy shit, there's other people that think the way I think. It's not just the people that I live around. That isn't the entire world. The entire world isn't the people in my immediate city.
Yeah.
You have to go out and seek these other like-minded individuals, and you realize that there's a whole army of them.
What were you watching?
Content-wise?
Yeah.
It started on Twitter, seeing people's tweets. I was like, that's super cool. I can't believe this dude tweeted that. What balls? Yeah. And then, getting into, when the Associates dropped, and people started going online and talking about anything that was before Elon bought Twitter, or everything got super censored. It was pretty much taken down.
Totally. I saw a couple guys on Twitter that kind of got me. I don't know. I already had the perspective that I have now, in a more infant stage.
Yeah. See, that's great. I didn't have the perspective when I was super young. I didn't get the perspective until I found.
But I was
Lobo
still doing
on Twitter.
business. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still doing some business, and it kind of it radicalizes you a lot. I feel like doing business does. At least if you're doing business in this day and age. I feel like the old kind of boomer business is just like, I just showed up and the money came in, you know? Where now it's more like it radicalizes you in terms of what you need to do and the actions you have to take. And so I was doing that, and then I saw some guys on Twitter sort of like just talking, you know, more internet marketing sort of niche, some of like the right-wing stuff. And I just slowly started to follow and see what was happening. And then I found guys like Tate and like Colty and like Chris Johnson was like blowing up at that time. And just people like that. And it was really interesting because it felt super niche and new and like hidden.
Yeah, and you were like, I want to be more like these guys, not like the other people. Not
I don't want to be a Mr. Beast YouTuber guy. You know? And so from there was not necessarily that they were role models. It was just like, oh, there's a blueprint here for people that think exactly like me to get bigger. There is a blueprint.
They have a ton of similarities and ton of similar ideas and share similar mindset, and they're much more successful than I am. How can I emulate certain things? How can I figure out this system that worked for them and make it work for me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like even, I watched Alex Jones when I was 15.
That's wild.
I was watching his YouTube channel. And so I'm watching that all the time. And then I ended up seeing him go on like Rogan or something, like probably like 2018, 2017, 2019. And then I started doing the social media stuff. And I was like, why can't I start saying stuff like Alex Jones online, you know? Why not?
That's sick. That's great. Like when I first saw people like speaking like that on social media, I never thought like, why can't I? I was more so thinking, how can I build myself up to get to the position to where I can say whatever I want, right? I'm unfireable. I don't have a boss. You can't even report me to. Like I could say something misogynistic,
Did
homophobic,
you have a
racist,
job?
Whatever. Yeah, I had a job.
What'd you do?
I worked for a company that built and sold custom homes.
Got it. When was that?
2021.
Wow, it was back then.
Yeah.
What's the transition been like? So during COVID, you were doing that.
Yeah, 2021. There was people like still, especially in like big cities, like or blue states, like people still talked about COVID, and some idiots still wore masks and stuff.
What was the transition like for you?
I was nervous. I was nervous to quit my job for sure. But like if you look on paper, it's like the money. Like I made just under my salary in 1 month. And then I was all right, if I really want to take this to the next level, literally was listening to the associates and listening to you and Logan talking about 50K a month, 100K a month. And I'm like, if I want to get to 100K a month, there's no shot I do it while working a job. I have to be all in on this thing.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yep.
That is sick.
Yeah. I remember sitting at my office, sitting at my desk, like before I started my business, before I really started like voicing my opinion on money Twitter and everything, like seeing Lobo, seeing Colty, seeing you, Logan, Hassan, Jake, and seeing everybody tweet everything, I was like, I'm going to be boys with these dudes one day. Like, I know we're going to get along. Like, it's going to be
crazy.
Fun. Yeah, I just got to get out of here.
George probably has a crazy point on that because he was watching the associates' vlogs and the house that we got. And he was like, man, like, George, you don't have the mic, so it won't pick up, but he was at least from what you've told me, you were watching that and being like, oh, these, like, could be boys with these guys.
Yeah.
And now, 2 years later, you're sitting here in Miami, running the sales team.
That's what I'm saying, bro. For me, it's like, I was like, I'm gonna be homies with these dudes one day. Like, we're gonna make a bunch of money together. We're gonna live a sick life, and we're gonna be friends. And it was like a year and a half later.
And that's exactly why you should post fuck tons more content.
That's how quickly like things can change, bro. Like, instantly started making 40, 50, 60K a month. Quit the job, cashing huge sports bets, helping clients make money, and then I'm down here, Miami, 51st floor, hanging out with Lobo, hanging out with Logan, hanging out with you, hanging out with everybody, traveling around, met Hassan when he came to Miami, meeting all these new people that are making money online, and it's like, these are the people. These people are way cooler than these lying scumbag snake politicians, these actors and these rappers and all these low IQ morons that sit on camera and talk in exchange for shekels.
There's a new
They're just
wave.
puppets.
There's a new wave coming. Like, we're an example of that. But, like, look at a lot of these musicians that are independent.
Yeah.
You know, you can make it now without the traditional guardrails.
Exactly.
You know,
that's why they
the
want
tools
to.
are
That's
there.
why they want to. They want to not exactly like suffocate, but that's why they want to monitor and limit, and really be in control of what's going on in social media, because they don't want these people that, if they're going to speak out against certain governments or certain types of people or certain where's our money, where's our tax money going, where's this money going, if you're going to start questioning our government and another government that our government pretty much works for, and you have a big platform and you're not owned by some Hollywood agency, and you're not owned by some record company, or you're not owned by Sony or Disney or any of these big platforms, they want to cut you off. They don't want you to influence all these people to be like you, because you're not helping.
It's a flow of information and
Yeah.
ideas, right? And they want to control the ideas, because the truth
Hurts the people at the top.
everything works on frequency. And so the most authentic and the most truthful ideas will always rise to the top of that frequency, and people will always want to listen to that, just on an energetic level. And so when people are allowed to speak the truth and allowed to speak authentically, that's the message that gets heard.
Yeah.
Most often.
And go ahead.
And they will shut that down if it's something that hurts them.
100%. Easily. We've seen how many people get banned. And I've been saying this for like the past 2 years. When I post a video and like, okay, I don't have a lot of followers or as many followers as I would like, my content's not going super crazy, I only have this many clients, I want to help more people. I've always just said the truth will prevail when all these scam decappers, right, all these fake professional sports bettors, they're all going to come and go. I'm winning long-term 4 straight years. I know I'm here to stay, and I'm not going to do anything different other than win long-term. I'm going to do everything I can, blood, sweat, and tears, to continue to do what I do. And month after month, year after year, I'm going to continue, and I'm going to stay, and the truth will prevail. I'm going to prevail, and people are eventually going to realize, okay, this dude's legit. He doesn't have $100,000. He doesn't have 100,000 followers. He doesn't have all the fake clout that all these other people have, buying fake followers, buying fake likes, doing all this cornball stuff, rented cars, rented this, rented that. He is the truth. He is actually the one who's winning. He's actually giving out actionable advice. He's giving out information that people can listen, take notes, and then they could go back to their own sports betting and be sharper because of it. And I know that's going to prevail. That's why I know I'm going to prevail.
Always.
It is frustrating in the short term, though, when things aren't like, man, I'm making so many people so much money. I'm crushing it. Why isn't my stuff blowing up? Truth will eventually prevail.
The only way out of it is to push product.
Yeah.
More volume, more content. Truth always prevails.
100%.
When you do it.
Yeah.
Look, we're coming up on camera time.
Cool.
Matt says, but I'm curious if you have a final thing you want to leave us with. I might have one, but I want you to go first.
We're crushing it, man. We're crushing it, and it's the indomitable spirit of man that we've both had for years now that's helping us crush it. And you don't have to be the smartest to get to this point. You don't have to be the most talented. Sheer willpower, grit, consistency, discipline, and trust could literally get you here. Beach, supercars, traveling, doing all this stuff. I know it's maybe corny to sell the flashy stuff, but that's what every guy wants, really, at some point in their life for a little bit.
Every time I
Freedom.
post something
It's
about
all
it.
about freedom. And anybody can get to this spot of having freedom by following those 3 things. It's simple, not easy. And everybody quits. Everybody quits. You'll see how weak people are
We don't
because
quit.
they quit when things get tough.
I don't know. We don't quit, though.
We ain't no quitters. Quitters never win.
On the supercar, no. And on the flashy stuff, no. Every time I post something that's a little bit more flashy, way more engagement. Every time.
Yeah.
It comes back to, like, sometimes you got to give people what they want.
Sometimes you got to give them what they
You
want.
got to give people what they want. I think that the final thing that I got is give people what they want, you know? Like,
And they'll tell you what they want. You can see it.
they'll tell you what they want, you know, they interact with it through their actions. You can see exactly what people want, exactly what people are buying, exactly what people are engaging with. You know, the future is ours. If we give people what they want, we deliver on their pain, solve their pains, you know, help them get to their desires. The future is ours if we do that, because we're the people, the conduit to do that. And we'll speak the truth, we'll speak authentically, always. Just like this podcast episode. We're very back. This is the first podcast episode I took am having in Miami. We might have some other podcast stuff happening.
Yo, rumor has it someone's coming down at the end of the month.
We can neither confirm or deny.
Bro, we are so back.
We can either confirm or deny. We may or may not have the original podcast back. Matt, you have to pop up a picture of that on the screen, the channel of that. It may or may not be back. You get the idea. It feels good, though. It feels good to, just hit the gas, you know? We're filming a lot of content, and this is the game now. If you want to be known, you want to make a lot of money, you want to be someone like Justin, who makes a lot of money with gambling and helps his clients make a lot of sports betting. Not gambling. It's not gambling. Indicators. Proven facts. Sports betting.
Sports investing.
That's right. Sports investing. If you want to be someone like Justin who can grow online, you want to be someone like me, you want to be someone like all of our other clients, you need to post as much content as you can, especially if you have a good message.
Chad Ram, your way to freedom.
Especially
the money will come.
Chad Ram, your way to freedom.
The money will come.
Especially if you're not a degenerate idiot. Especially if you're a good person, has a good family, and a good heart, and good ideas. It's your job.
That's exactly it,
It's
bro.
your job.
Good family, good morals, right mindset. You could be almost as dumb as a rock. If you're disciplined and you're hardworking, you could make it happen. The internet is there for you.
That's right.
You can
Believe
make it
in
happen.
yourself. Positivity. Buzzwords.
Believe in yourself. Get around people that believe in themselves.
Respect.
Absolutely.
Dude, good episode. Appreciate you, bro.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Good stuff. Guys, make sure to go subscribe or his Instagram, follow him, link in description. Obviously, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next couple videos on here.